Most tax pros leave a message.
It's Jane. I'm moving on to a TurboTax expert who beat your price. Adam Devine, tell him how I feel.
Hey, tax pro, she's been thinking twice. Best believe TurboTax will beat your price. This is a tax break.
Switch to a TurboTax Live expert and we'll beat what you paid your pro last tax season. Make the switch at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice. TurboTax full service only. Sign up by 12/20/2024 and file by 4/1/2025. Full details at TurboTax.com/beatyourprice.
Bare naked, bare naked, bare naked. ABC. Welcome to the Bare Naked ABCs, where we discuss every single Bare Naked Ladies song from 7 to Y. And I really want to take the time to thank you guys for listening to us for all these episodes, but Zoom only gives us 40 minutes, which isn't enough time.
That actually reminds me, Tracy, I didn't have enough time to analyze the song this week. Just not enough time.
No, there's not enough time. But this week's song is enough time. And, well, wait, is it enough time? Do we have
enough time to talk about enough time?
I don't know. Where does the weird begin and end? Discussing it with me tonight.
Big old loop.
At what point does the wacko end and begin in the echelon of the empire?
Non-stop.
Yeah, the wacko's all the way down.
Well, discussing this with me tonight, I have two wackos.
Indeed.
Hi, Betsy and Aaron.
Wacko number one.
Hello.
Hi. Hello. Smooth intro.
And tonight we're going to be discussing...
Wacko number one, wacko number two.
And tonight I'm going to be discussing with these two Enough Time by BNL.
I'd love to sit and talk a while and hear all about your life. I want to know how your family's doing and how you met your wife. But I haven't got time. Oh no, no, I haven't got enough time. I haven't got time. Oh no, no, I haven't got enough time.
Which is written by Kevin for
yes.
Well, I'm gonna say it's on In Flight, but it was not written for In Flight.
Oh, I thought you were going to say it wasn't written in flight, like he was not in an airplane while he was writing the song.
Kevin took a long time with this song.
Yeah, I can tell.
Was it enough time?
He wrote this song and demoed it for the band back in 2016. But then brought it back to this album. He actually forgot he had even written it, and so then Ed came to him and said, "Okay, we're going to the studio. What do you got?" He's like, "I better go through what I have in my catalog. Oh, I like this one. Let's do this one." Which is interesting because that means he didn't feel that it was ready for Fake Nudes or the Tour de Force or for his solo album Common Sense. But did he take enough time to make it ready for this album? I guess we're gonna have to see if we agree or disagree with him.
Jesus. Fish oil. Yeah, let's do it.
He has played this song 11 times in concert over the last year, which is interesting because they only played probably 11 concerts over the last year, so this is one of their go-tos. Yeah. And on the deluxe album, there is a live version of this song. It sounds pretty much the same as this song, except just doesn't have the accordion.
Is Tyler playing the drums on that, or are they using like a recording or a drum machine in the live
No, he's
version?
playing the drums. Well, okay. I don't know if he is in the album version.
I'll talk about it.
Okay. Well, I want to talk about the lyrics first, if that's okay.
What is this, the governor's restaurant? We're eating dessert first?
Yes.
I know.
Local Maine reference!
Yeah,
no one else gets.
Maybe. You don't know.
The song is pretty obvious what it's about. Kevin doesn't hide his intentions usually in his song. What would you guys like to say about the lyrics and the meaning of this song?
Bets, you want to go first, or you want me to take it?
Sure. So I think it's particularly poignant with Kevin's situation with having cancer twice. that he would certainly feel this way. He always seems to be a very, and I think probably would have been this way regardless of the cancer diagnoses or whatever. He always seems to really just enjoy spending time with family and his friends and his daughter. And when he's not doing that, it seems like he's always gigging with somebody or he's always making connections. So he seems like the type of guy that's always trying to spend his time wisely with doing things he loves with people he appreciates. So, so I mean that was my like initial take on it, like specifically to the lyrics.
That makes a lot of sense too, Betsy, because he overcame cancer just before his second bout of cancer.
Well, with the tongue. Yeah, he had tongue
just
cancer.
Before
this. That's crazy.
This writing this song. So yeah, I hadn't even put that together, but yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, of course, he had like the leukemia back when Stunt was out, and then it lagged for a long time until. Yeah, because Common Sense is what he did when he had tongue cancer and he couldn't, obviously use his mouth very much. So, so I'm not sure where that falls in the timeline, but like you said.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Somewhere around 2015 is when he had the tongue cancer and finished his treatments. And so that makes sense that like 2016 he comes up with this song, which, wow. Yeah, enough time.
Yeah, I think my favorite line was like, "Time makes the lemons lose their zest."
Yeah, I like that one too. This reminds me. Have either of you ever seen an animated film? And I presume it's probably based on a book, The Phantom Tollbooth.
I have not seen that or read it.
It's one of those ones they were playing on MPBN back in the day. It was like an after-school special, but it was like this kid Milo, I want to say his name was. And he gets like a present. He opens it up. And it's like if I remember right, it's like a train. The track comes out, and the train comes out. And it's like it takes him into a cartoon world, and he meets this dog called I think he's called TikTok. Don't sue, please. And I think he's got like a maybe this is like in my mind. I made him into like a rapper. He's got like the big clock or something. But no, I think he actually did have a clock in him, or he was TikTok the time dog or whatever, right? So like he sings this song about how time is a gift given to you, given to give you the time you need to have the time of your life, I think are the lyrics. So it's like, it just kind of reminded me of that. That's obviously, much more simplistic, but like, it's the same memento mori. It's the same carpe diem message, which I do appreciate.
YOLO.
YOLO, yeah, exactly.
There's your picture, by the way.
Yes, a novel by Norton Juster.
Yeah, I just looked it up.
Yeah, he did have a little clock in
him. Aw. That's really sweet.
I want to go back to the line that you were just talking about, because I also wrote down, I mean, with the lemons and their zest, I mean, you could take it literally, which is what Kevin does a lot. Very, very Paul McCartney and his like, I saw a horse crossing the street. And he's like, I'm going to write a whole song about that.
Well, the other thing, and They Might Be Giants did this too, they have a song called Snail Shell, which... when I first heard it and read the lyrics, I'm like, oh, this is some kind of weird metaphor about being given degrees of freedom and then regretting it or something. I know it's just about a guy who helps a snail. The snail was like out of his snail shell and he put him back in. But the thing is, like, if you do something like that, it's very much like Chance the Gardener from Being There. If you make something simplistic, people will fill it with their own meaning and they will tend to think of it as much more profound than it actually might be. But in that simplicity, there is profundity, right? So that's the whole idea.
Correct. Well, that's what I was going to say is like, yes, literally lemons lose their zest over time because they decompose. But also metaphorically talking about how over time we all lose our zest because, this album BNL has definitely lost their zest. I don't think that's what Kevin was trying to say, but it does fit quite well.
Not as zesty. Yeah, no, I mean, overall, it was hard.
It's hard not to,
but a few exceptions.
But yeah, I do. That's the thing is I have discovered some songs that I really do like of these past few albums, so I'm glad we're exploring them. So were there any, aside from the lemons losing their zest, which I agree I did like, any other favorite lyrics anyone had? I kind of like the second verse in general, which is just about like working so hard. But then what's it
Yeah, it's
for,
just getting-
right? Like, okay, you're 68.
Yeah.
Enjoy your
Yeah.
2 years of retirement or however long you have. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, God, it's so depressing when you think of it that way. No wonder I love this song.
Well, and my notes I wrote down is like, oh, this is the Cats in the Cradle verse.
Yeah, well, there is that, and I was also
little
thinking
bit
of
to
a song called it's like "Gold in the Mountains of Our Madness" by the Flaming Lips, which also starts off sounding kind of whimsical, but gets progressively more like kind of dark and like desperate sounding, which is really a great song. I highly recommend.
I was gonna say that one definitely right up your alley.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. It's probably an anti-capitalist song the way I read it too, but I don't know. That might be bias coming in.
Well, so the three verses in the bridge all tie together really well, but also talk about like enough time in very different ways.
Yeah.
I know last week I was saying that like Ed's song was very loosely connected between verses, and that I wasn't happy with it. Here we have Kevin really kind of tying together these different aspects of not having enough time. Like the first one, I almost feel like the first verse is his conversation with the meet and greet people that he has at concerts.
Yeah, it felt like a meet and greet
Like
VIP.
this person could be
thing.
really interesting. I could really benefit from having them in my life. They could be amazing, but I wish I had more time. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, they just gotta herd him through the line.
It's
and
like
get to the
Bilbo's
performance.
111st birthday speech where he says, I don't know half as well of you, half as well as I should like, and I don't know the other half as well as you deserve, or whatever he says. Yeah, I feel that way sometimes too. You know, there's a lot of people, like I try and give time when I can, and I have a lot of amazing people in my life, so I'm very fortunate that I want to give my time like that. But I wish that I could do more, you know, and not just for the people who are like central to me, but other people. I wish I could do more.
Yeah.
You know what? Notorious B.I.G. was wrong. More money doesn't mean more problems. If I had more money,
There
I
would
had
be
more time to
fewer
do things I like.
problems.
And I'd buy a lake house, and I'd buy my parents a house, and I'd get a horse or something.
Yeah, there you go.
And then I'd just retire at that mid-level where
So
things
what's
are
the level?
comfortable.
Is it $1 million? Is it 10 million?
What's
Is
the
it
level?
is it 100 million? Is it a billion? At what level of wealth
It's about,
do you like
no,
surgically
billion and a
graft
half.
the horn onto the horse, or like genetically modify so you have a
yeah.
unicorn? That's what I want to
Yeah,
know.
like a Dolly the Sheep situation.
The clonicorn, Charlie.
I would say, you know, real estate's crazy, so probably 50
Okay,
million.
there you go.
would be
You get a big
comfortable for me.
ranch and some genetics
Just nice
laboratories.
and padded,
yeah.
so I can get my parents
Hire
something
all the best
nice
YouTube science
and-
streamers.
Yeah, I'd actually just like to start my own cult in a village, maybe
Let's do it.
somewhere with a pool.
Hey,
Okay.
if it's got a pool, I'm there.
Cults are-
I'm a simple man.
Cults are crazy.
I'm a simple kind of
Yeah,
man.
that's right.
I got a pool.
Yeah, indoor. Indoor.
Tracy, you looking for a common law husband?
He just
I
wants
just
to see you.
I
in
just
your
used him
swim
for his
trunks.
pool. It's very
Yeah,
devious.
he's the pool boy. Anyway.
Good reason to be used. And then we have the third verse, which is very ironic, and I'm very much behind that.
We'd like to play you another song to help your heart feel light. A song that can heal this troubled world that you can sing to yourself at night. But we haven't got time. No, 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 we haven't got enough time.
Like to play you another song to help your heart feel light. A
Yeah.
song that can heal this troubled world that you can sing at night, but we haven't got time. Yeah, it does seem like a natural closer, and then they come out and like smash it with an encore or something. But it does seem like the perfect goodnight song. It reminds me, well, it's like, you know, semisonic
It really
closing
is.
time. I always bring that song up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, well, yeah, oh,
well,
yeah.
there was another
Oh,
song.
yeah.
It was like Goodbye and Good Night by Smashing Pumpkins. Sweet
I
Dreams,
don't
Good
know that
Night.
one.
I can't remember. It's on Melancholy, and I should
I
know
don't
because that's
know.
my favorite album by them. But I'm more of a disc one person. I like them both, but disc one for sure.
I'm looking at.
Well, and the irony that I see in this is
So long, Good Night.
that he's saying, like, I should sing you this song that's going to make life better. which is
Yes.
kind of what this song is. But he's also taking up that time. So it's a song much like this, but very much Tenacious D. It's not
It's
this song.
a tribute. Yeah, this is just a tribute. This is not the song that can heal the world. It's just a tribute.
But I wish I had the time to sing you
Yeah.
that song, even though I'm taking up the time that I would sing that song by singing this song. And I'm going to even take it even longer and do all these 45 seconds of doo-doo-doos behind it. But I don't have enough time.
He's taking his sweet time. Yeah.
He's he's buying time.
Well, if we don't
just
ever
love
take
it.
time, how can we have time?
Exactly.
Is it Tonight?
No, I love that song also.
No, it's literally it just says
Farewell,
and
and
good
good night.
night.
Okay, thank you.
28. It's number
Oh,
28.
there it is.
Wow.
Yeah. I didn't go far enough down.
Billy Corgan, we know you listen. Come on the show.
Yeah,
We know you like to go far down.
I'm sure.
So should we break this down after we made the Betsy sound? Should we break it down?
Sure, that would be great.
Let's break it down. Wiki. Enough time. Enough time was recorded at exactly 69 nice beats per minute. The intro / interlude / outro section, which I'll call the A changes, is pretty much just D. It just vamps on D. It just sits on D. It stays on D all D long.
Oh, he likes the D.
But whoa, the Tenacious D, I do.
My God, what is
Yeah.
with you tonight? You're like super saucy, super salty.
Hey, I didn't say it had 69 beats a
right.
minute.
Extra. Somebody was liberal with the Himalayan pink sea salt over there. No, but yeah. So vamps on D. What does D resolve to? Well, it's the 5 of G. So it makes sense that we would go to G major for our verse. Then we get some ethereal sounds, look like soaring but breathy vocals, these soft synth pads that sound kind of like electric grasshoppers, and tons and tons and tons of reverb. Very ambient, very setting the mood. The verse are B changes, G major to D major to G major to D major to E minor 7 to A. And then the chorus, which is our C changes, D major to E minor, D major to G major, D major to D major to D. And this is the haven't got time, no. Now, having said that, the chorus changes. The second time through at the end, leading into the bridge, we have B minor 7 to E major. And then at the end of the third chorus, at the end, we get B minor to G major until we finally see B minor to E to A, which is the perfect fifth, which of course leads us poised to resolve back down to our tonic of D, which we vamp on in the interlude piece. Do 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 after the bridge. Now the bridge is our D changes, and that's A D A D A D E minor, and then D A A7, or that's important there. This is the turnaround 5 back to the D major of the verse. So that's why this is an A7 or an A dominant. The inclusion of the dominant seventh in the chord really increases the tonal gravity. So you can hear the song wants to resolve back down to the tonic. The form, of course, with the intro are A changes, verse 1B, chorus C, verse 2B, chorus C, bridge D, interlude A, verse 3B, chorus C. So A, B, C, B, C, D, A, B, C. Not really standard, which is interesting. And the song, as far as the chords are concerned, it's not crazy way out there with chord changes, not in some weird mode. It's relatively straightforward for Kevin, who I know likes to use kind of the jazzy sounds. There are those like dominant seventh chords and stuff, which I think we're hearing that influence in those. But my initial thoughts as I was first listening to this song, I transcribed them as they occurred to me. Quote, what the hell? Oh, it's a Kevin song, end quote.
Yeah. Makes so much more sense when you reframe it
From
like
an
that.
instrumentation standpoint, it's got this beautiful reverb. It feels very ethereal, like you could look out across a river on a dark night and see the will-o-wisps flying to and fro. But I suppose that's true of a lot of Kevin's songs. He's heavy on the whimsy. It honestly seems like it could be a blend of something like Aqualung, the band, not the Jethro Tull song, Coldplay, and Neil Young. I like the super jangly guitar and the droning sub-bass synth. It's got a little spiciness on it. I also like the little bits of pizzicato strings we hear in the bridge. And what sounds like a harmonica, but I'm wondering if it's actually a melodica or just
it's a melodica.
Voice.
I was just checking.
Called it, yeah. Because it's just a little too clean with the single tones.
Yep.
So, yeah, it's one of the cleanest, speaking of clean, in general, it's one of the cleanest recordings I've heard from the boys in a long time. So part of my infatuation with this song might just be appreciating a nice, clean stereo field. No mud in sight. Everything has room to breathe, even while Kevin fills the space, like more or less completely. It's the most polite wall of sound I've heard in a long time. It's a very Canadian wall of sound. The one complaint I have, the trouble with Aaron, if you like, is the purely electronic drums, which we talked about. I'm thinking it was just like a drum machine / program drums and Easy Drummer or whatever, or they probably use Superior Drummer. That's the expensive version. It's possible that like Tyler was playing on an electric kit, but it sounds pretty perfect. So if it was probably like recording MIDI inputs and they were later quantized. So yeah, at that point, it's pretty much programmed drums anyway. I want Tyler to have something a little meatier to work with, but then again, I'm a drummer, so I'm probably a little biased. And I get that, sparse and hypnotically paced drums were sort of ideal for this song, so that's pretty much a nitpick. I guess if there's one more nitpick, it's that, in my humble opinion, if you're singing do, 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 you need to make something really interesting and do it well, which I think they did. I guess the Twilight Zone theme song also gets a pass on that. But yeah, it's a very pretty song. It's very, like, ethereal is really the word I keep coming back to. If I close my eyes during the interlude, the do-do-dos, I envision like a maypole. The music's got that kind of pastoral whimsy, but maybe with like some Miyazaki soot sprites or Kodama dancing in the background.
Yeah.
That's how it feels to me.
Yeah, in terms of pastoral, because I thought pastoral too, but then I'm like, it's
driving past
electronic
windmills.
almost to be pastoral.
Well,
but it's
they're pretty
like,
advanced technologically in like Norway. So again, driving past windmills, you know what I mean? That's how I envision this song.
Like Kevin's choices on this song are intriguing. So he's got Ed playing the acoustic guitar. He's playing the banjo, the accordion.
Also makes sense.
Then we have Jim on the electric bass.
Yeah, and they got a little fuzz on it.
Instead of grandma. I'm like, okay, interesting choice. Not sure why. Okay. And then we have the melodica. Again, a very interesting instrument to be throwing in there. And then finally we have the continuum. We hear that, like you had mentioned, there's some stuff in the middle, in the end there, where you hear almost this electronic type sound that's not synth. It's very much like just making noises kind of in the background and adding in.
Yeah, it's like a drone.
Yeah. And then the bass drum I think is what really drives this song. For sure. Otherwise, it would be too much of a soundscape for me. The drums is what makes it keep moving.
Yeah, and I guess, to be fair, like, this would be a pretty boring song for Tyler to play, because if he got really busy with it, it would sort of take away, again, from that kind of calm, serene feeling, the contemplative kind of feel. So I totally get it.
Aaron, what's it called when he's doing I don't know what instrument it is, but he's like da 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 da. Is that the?
He was playing that on the melodica, at least for part of it. Yeah, it sounds like harmonica, but
is that a?
It's how harmonica kind of like, that's why I call it like harmonica. It harmonizes with itself depending on where you put your mouth. You can play single notes with a harmonica, but you have to really shape your mouth weird, and it doesn't usually sound great. The melodica, if you ever hear something that sounds like a harmonica but it's single notes, probably a melodica. Although you can play chords on a melodica, especially a quality one, but you have to breathe harder because you're dividing up your breath between the different shoots, because it is an actual reed instrument. It looks like a weird electronic keyboard, but it's just a reed instrument.
Oh.
So the way he's kind of descending the notes, is that some sort of like modified scale where he's throwing in, like, he's going down but then going up a little, then down, then up a little?
Yeah, he's mostly kind of riding the scale, but I actually didn't even... I wish that I'd heard this question prior, because it sounds kind of modular, doesn't it? Almost sounds like a mode when he's playing
let's
it.
Play
oh
it,
no!
Tracy.
Let's put Aaron on the spot. I love that game.
Let's put everybody on the spot.
Game.
No.
But no. Yeah, no. There was something. It sounds.
That's one of my favorite
I like it
parts
too.
of the
I like it too.
because it's really pretty and it's really simple, but it's very wistful.
Yeah, and you know what
as
it kind of
well.
reminds me of? It's like a child kind of running through a park, because children will double back. They're not going to go in a straight line. They kind of zigzag. They're running all over the place. So it's like it's got that kind of child exploring. It's like Coraline energy, like the beginning of Coraline when she's exploring the house.
Yeah. I thought too, like just musically, like I could kind of picture him like on the tour bus, looking out the window too, thinking about lyrics like this, because by all accounts, it seems like he's really doing what he loves and making the best out of his life. But it does sound like he has so many passions and he has so many people he loves that it's probably hard to find time for everything and to like pay the appropriate amount of time with the people he loves and the things he loves and things like that. So it was nice, like. It's a nice self-reflection, but it's like I think a lot of us feel that way of just like time and money. It's time and money. Like you always kind of want more of each, and but hell, he's I think he's balancing it remarkably well. It's really hard to balance.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I really like this song. It's got I think it's got a good message. It's got an interesting message. It's a well-made song. The song kind of complements the message because I think it's almost like these are scary topics in a sense, right? Because we start thinking about time too much. It kind of leads us to darker, more existential places. Yeah. So it's almost like, I don't think he would just like play this song for his kids and be like, "One day you're gonna die." But like, I do feel like this is almost like it's a way to broach those subjects, but kind of be serene and tranquil and relaxed about it, and try not to freak out. Let's think about time. Let's think about the vastness of space and time, and think about how short our time is here, and why we should maybe like be careful and try and spend it with the people we love.
See, along the same line, I thought like the overall speed of this song almost doesn't. You said compliments, and I think yes, sort of, but to me it almost doesn't max. It's almost quixotic in the way that it. He
you should
sounds
go on like a speed metal song, like go 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 go, hurry up, there go. Cookie.
Actually, this speed of the song actually makes him sound like he's okay with the fact that he doesn't have enough time. He's like,
Jonathan Davis, come on the show and speed up the song a little bit.
Why don't
Please.
we speed up the song?
Oh, do we have an AI DJ in the house?
Can you do like
Why don't we
Boots and
speed up
cats and
the
boots and
song
cats and boots and cats.
and see what it sounds like?
Hell yeah.
I'd love to sit and talk a while and hear all about your life. I want to know how your family's doing and how you met your wife. But I haven't got time. Oh no, I haven't got enough time. I haven't got time. Oh no, I haven't got enough time. You had.
So if I may be contrarian corner with Aaron, I'm going to say I would like this if it was the song at the beginning of the movie when Robin Williams too busy for his kids, and then they played the original version over the end credits after he realizes he needs to slow down and just enjoy his time with his family. I like the original speed. I think
it takes away some of the sincerity.
Well, not only that, but it's like I get what you're saying, Tracy, but I think the whole point is like don't go rushing. Relax. It's the old Ferris Bueller. If you don't stop to sniff the flowers, you're gonna miss everything, right? So like
Along
that's
those
kind of
lines,
what
yeah.
I think they're doing. Yeah.
You pull the Tracyism.
Well, it's not that I didn't like it. Like I said, I think it'd be an interesting, especially as a companion piece. Like if this was like part of like a concept album or like a rock opera or something. Like the beginning is the really busy, serious businessman. M apostrophe N.
Yep.
And too busy for anything. It's like you said with Cast in the Cradle, right? Coming to realize let's slow down. We don't have to always be busting our humps. Let's slow down and relax and enjoy things. Smell the flowers.
Aaron, you have You have just given me a great idea for
Uh-oh.
my resequencing for this album.
Okay.
I think that is what I am going to go with when we resequence this album, is that we're going to start with this song on a very high, like a 1.25 speed, and then we're going to finish this album again with a reprise of this at the normal speed.
Interesting. Okay, I dig it.
I am
Sound
liking
like little
that.
bookends.
Yeah.
Little
Because it
bookends.
does. It gives that nice, like, yeah, we're going to spend enough time on this now. I like that.
I'm down.
Well-
sounds good.
Down to clam.
What would we like to give this for a rating? I did want to say, this is the third song
Lemons.
on this album.
What was that?
Lemons.
Oh, lemons.
How many
when
lemons?
life gives you lemons.
I mean, zests. Lemons.
I like
Zesty
lemons.
lemons.
Let's go with Zesty Lemons.
Yeah.
This is the third song on the album, so I would like, if you have a chance, to say, like, the third spot is a golden spot on the album. It is usually saved for, like,
Reached your cruising altitude.
yeah, it's your single. Like, this is what you're leading up to. So one of my questions I want you to kind of think about tonight when we're doing our ratings is if you guys feel like this is right for the third spot. Aaron,
I would have. Yes.
we're gonna let you go first. How many Zesty Lemons do you give this song, and is it in the right spot?
So, as I said, it's a song about ephemerality. I love the message, the concept behind the song. How could I not? I do enjoy when the boys do something different, but that refreshing feeling of hearing something other than like upbeat country pop rock does not a best of playlist song make in and of itself. So the question is there enough that I enjoy about this song that I would place it on a playlist that either I would just want to listen to or would suggest to someone to show them what BNL is all about? Yes. Yes, I think so. I'm going to give it 4 zesty lemons out of 5.
Okay, 4 Zesty Lemons. What about you, Betsy?
I think for me, it's a classic Kevin song. I really love anything he does. That being said, I just I love the message. I love the instrumentation and the thoughtfulness of it. But there is something about it that is, it's a great song, but it just misses the cutoff for me for like a playlist. So I give it a 3.9.
Okay. 3.9.
The little nubs cut off the last lemon.
Yeah, just like the little stemmy part that you don't want anyway.
And I'd have to say, it's a fun pastoral song. It's relaxing. It's not something I'm going to listen to often, but when it comes up on this album, I definitely will listen to it. I don't think that it's in the right spot on this album.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, when I resequence, this is definitely one
Should
that I
close
want
the
to-
album out. One would.
I think
one
it would be
think.
good to close the album out. Yeah.
Well, that's the
but-
problem. Is it chills the album out right at the spot where you're supposed to be building to. It's like build, and we're gonna chill. Wait, no. And I think that it describes this album perfectly, and that this album is very chill, which I'm not used to a B&L album being. But I like this song. So I'm going to say that this song is kind of like a dreamscape type of song. I'm going to say that I would give it a 3.45. Yeah, 3.45.
Respectable.
Which is one of the higher ones I've had on this album, honestly.
So I'm going to guess that's like a 3.7 average, somewhere around
It's
there.
a 3.78.
There we go.
And
Mental math still working.
Monsieur and
After all these
Mademoiselle.
years.
Like a well-oiled machine. What'd you say?
I said, Monsieur and Mademoiselle, it has been a wonderful conversation.
Unfortunately, we don't have enough time.
We don't. We're almost out of time.
No.
But I do want to tell us what next week's song is. Which next week's song is going to be The Dream Hotel.
Ah.
I guess
No clever
No
lead-in.
pun.
Well, I mean, they use the words
Just a
Monsieur.
dry saltine for us.
No.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you didn't have
That
enough
was-
time
that
for a
was-
pun.
And I did
was
say that this is a dreamscape song.
That was our clue.
Not enough time for a pun.
I got
I
one
like
in
it
there.
very much.
I didn't pick up what you're putting down. Sorry.
There's always
Don't be-
time for a good pun.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
Have a good night.
Have a good
we'll see
night,
you next
guys,
week.
and thank you.
No time, no
Thanks.
time, not enough
That
time.
was fun.
That was.
Bye.
See ya.
The Kimi Kato Show, featured on Pantheon Podcasts.
The Kimi Kato Show is a weekly exploration of Japanese pop culture in all its facets. Kimi and Jeremiah, as hosts, delve into various aspects of Japanese culture, including music, food, fashion, and film, offering listeners a comprehensive and entertaining look at what makes Japanese pop culture unique and intriguing. It is your invitation to Japan.
Hey everybody, I'm Dan.
I'm Doug. We're in the band Hoobastank.
Hi, I'm Takato Miyake, working for Suntory Global Spirits.
Hello, I'm Sincere from Yusenke.
Hello guys, this is Masata Kumi.
This is Chris Hart.
Hi, I am Sugizo. You are listening to Kimi Kato Show. Thank you.
Kimi Kato Show is brought to you by Evolve Entertainment Network, Pantheon Podcasts, and Radio Candy Media.